Hi there, Lisa Rana here, and welcome to another Assemble This video. Today's card is all about this elegant look with black on craft, and then this fun little element of the torn edges for the sentiment. I'm featuring the Aging Gorgeously stamp set from Unity Stamp Company. This is the July 2020 sentiment kit, full of great birthday sentiments and that gorgeous floral image. I've gathered most of my supplies. I have some craft cardstock and some black cardstock. I've already stamped that floral image, mainly just the heads of the flowers 3 times on either side of a panel of craft cardstock. And I'm just going to mat some black cardstock behind that center panel. I'm using up some scrap paper. I find this is just a great way to kind of reduce that pile I have going on. I cut down 2 strips about the size of my card front, and I just glue those down on either edge of my card. This is a standard A2 size card, so 4¼ by 5½, and I just glue those strips down on either side. You could use a full sheet of black cardstock, but I just, like I said, like to use up my scraps for this kind of thing. Next, I stamped my sentiment again on some craft cardstock, and I'm just going to tear the edges, and I'm tearing up towards me. I just find I have more control over the way that torn edge looks. I want that to be the same size as my craft panel, so I'm just using some pencil lines and my scissors to trim that down to the size that I like. Next, I'm going to layer the sentiment over some vellum. So I have a strip of vellum that I'm kind of eyeballing and tearing the edges as well. I use the sentiment strip as a guide to see how small I want to make my vellum, and I'm just tearing those edges as well. Now I'm leaving the overhang on the vellum because I'm going to wrap that around and hide the tape. The sentiment's going to hide most of the tape, so I did tack it down in the center, and then I used the tabs to wrap around the center panel. This is a great way to hide tape with vellum by using the tabs and hiding them behind the back. Now I'm just going to glue that directly down onto my card front, and the center panel hides the edges of those black cardstocks perfectly, so it looks like we used a full sheet of black cardstock. Next, I'm going to pop up the sentiment on top of that torn vellum layer. Just like that. Just want to add a little bit of dimension to this card since it is fairly flat. It's going to be great for mailing, but I do like a little bit of dimension, and by popping up the sentiment, it just adds a little more interest to the eye. Next, I'm going to add some Nouveau drops. This is in pale gold. Just add a few drops to the top and bottom of that sentiment. And that pretty much finishes off this card. It's really simple, but it's so elegantly done with the craft in black and just a hint of shine from the gold Nouveau drops. Plus that torn sentiment element is just perfect. I'm going to keep that in my reuse bank, and I'll use that over and over again. I'll have all the supplies linked in the description of this video. If you have any questions or sweet comment, post below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!